Hey guys, today's video is the book haul for the month of July, and I want to start by apologizing. I know I haven't uploaded recently and I really have wanted to, but I'm actually in the middle of moving right now, so it's been kind of a process getting everything together and getting my new place painted and set up and everything. So during this process, hopefully I'm going to try to make videos as often as I can, but I'm sorry they haven't posted lately, and I unfortunately can't make any guarantees for this month and like the start of September, because I'll be going back to school and hopefully attempting a job and things like that. So I'll just try to upload as much as possible, and hopefully I'll get where I can be uploading videos more. But anyway, now I'll get to the actual book haul. And the books I got this month are from a whole bunch of different places, and Tigger wants to say hi. Tigger! But anyway, they're from a whole bunch of different places. So I'll tell you where they are before I talk about each set of books, where they're from. They're obviously all here. Anyway, I'll start with the books that I got at the beginning of the month, which were from, sorry, Tigger is here sitting on my lap, which were from Goodwill. So the first of those books is Queen's Gambit, and this is he's really going at it here. This is a historical fiction. Oh, sorry, it's by Elizabeth Fremantle. This book is a historical fiction about the life of Catherine Parr, who was, if you don't know, the last wife of Henry VIII. So, sorry, you have to see this. He's just sitting on my lap. But, so yeah, it's about her life, and as you may know, I love the Tudors, and sorry about that. You know, especially Henry VIII and his wives. So I read this book. It was really interesting to see, because I don't really know much about Catherine. I know a lot more about like Anne Boleyn, and you know. So it's an interesting book, and I recommend it to anyone who likes historical fiction, especially the Tudors. The next book from Goodwill is In the Shadow of Lands, and this is also historical fiction, but I haven't gotten a chance to read it yet. The author is Ginger Garrett, and it is also about Henry VIII, and it's specifically about Anne Boleyn, and I'm not quite sure it's also about Anne Boleyn and a woman who lives on the streets who is moved to seek God when she witnesses Thomas More's public display of Christian charity. And when I picked up this book, I just picked it up because of the whole historical fiction aspect, and because it was about the Tudor time period, and I didn't realize that it was actually kind of more of a religious type book, or at least that's what it seems like from the back. So I'll have to read it and tell you guys what I think, probably on Goodreads, but I'm not too sure if I'll like it because of the religious aspect. And I know with historical fiction, of course, you know, the characters are going to be religious, but this seems like more heavily religiously influenced. So yeah, I'm just going to have to see about this one. Okay, that's the end of the books from Goodwill, and next are next is a book I got while I was on vacation at actually a charity shop where they have different items there for sale, and anything you buy goes towards helping these cats that they rescue. They have in the store. They're really cute. But I picked up a book there, and that book is The Countess by Rebecca Johns. And the book, if you can see here, is actually originally from the Ocean City Public Library. And so, yeah, I got at this little store. But it's actually about the Countess. I'm not sure if this is how you pronounce the name. Elizabeth, I think. Bathory, or her name in, like, sorry, there's like thunder. Her name is the Hungarian version of Elizabeth. And this is about her. If you don't know, she was rumored to be killing these girls, and like in the more like I don't know really how to describe it. In the more like fantastical versions, they say she bathed in their blood to stay young, and you know, it's a really interesting. This is a take on it that says that she wasn't, you know, bathing in their blood to stay young. That she was actually believed that she was punishing these girls, but obviously doing it very harshly and ending up killing the girls. But it's interesting to see a different take on it. One that could actually have been possible. So yeah, it was pretty good, and I'd recommend it to anyone who enjoys historical fiction or has any interest in Elizabeth or Elizabeth Bathory. Okay, next are books that I got at a bookstore, also on vacation, but a different one. This one was just books, no cats involved. But I got a bunch because I actually had a coupon that was if you get 10, you got like a certain percent off or whatever. And my mom got 3, and I got 7 books there. So I'll start out with those. And the first one I got is Me Before You by Jojo Moyes. And this is one obviously very popular now because the movie's coming out. So I was really excited to read it. And I haven't seen the movie yet, so now that I've read it, I want to see it even more. But yeah, it's a really good book, even if you don't particularly like contemporary. It keeps your interest. Like, I don't have a particular interest in contemporary books, but I picked it up and it was good and interesting anyway because of the particular situation that they're in with Will and his disability, and why can't I remember the characters' names? And Lou, and her situation. And of course, if you've heard about it before, you know it's so sad. But yeah, I can't wait to read the next one, and I can't wait to see the movie despite the super sad ending. Sorry, I'm like, my throat's real scratchy. Yes, I would just recommend this really to anyone because it is a good book that I think could appeal to anyone who likes to read. Okay, that was the first book. The second book is, and I might pronounce his name wrong, but I think it is Kushis Dart, I'm not quite sure, by Jacqueline Carey. And this is a fantasy book, and it's about this woman who is an indentured servant, and she is chosen to forever experience pain and pleasure as one. And from what I have read from the back, she's basically a courtesan. So yeah, I don't know much about this, but I'm excited to read it. Yeah. Next book I have is yet another historical fiction, and this is Secrets of the Tudor Court by D.L. Bogdan. This is another one about Henry VIII, of course, obviously, the Tudors, and it's actually about Mary Howard, who was actually a cousin of Anne Boleyn and Catherine Howard, and it's about her and her time and her life in the court of Henry VIII and her relationship with, of course, all her family and everyone who were close to the king. And I've read it, and it is good, and I would, just like the other one, recommend it to anyone who likes historical fiction with a particular interest in the Tudors. Next is yet another historical fiction called The Sister Queen by Sophie Perronat. This one is not about the Tudors. Are you surprised? But it is about Margaret and Eleanor, who are two sisters, and they become queens, one of France and one of England. So I haven't read it yet, so I'm not quite sure beyond that what it's about. But it should be interesting, especially being it's not about who I usually read about. Next book, another historical fiction called The Borgia Bride by Jean Calogridis. I'm not sure about that last name, sorry if I mispronounced that. But this is, of course, about the Borgia family, which I have interest in, just like the Tudors, and it's specifically about Sancha, who marries Geoffrey Borgia, and I'm sorry if you can hear that, that's my brother, but it's about her marrying him and having to deal with the Borgia family throughout her life. I read it, and it's very good, and I'd recommend it to anyone who has an interest in historical fiction and the Borgias specifically. Okay. Next book is The King's Favorite by Susan Holloway Scott. This is a historical fiction about Nell Gwyn, who was actually the mistress of King Charles II. She was actually started out working in a brothel, but she wasn't a prostitute originally, but then she was, and then she moves into the theater where she meets and becomes the mistress of King Charles II. So this is about her life, and it was very good, very interesting to see this perspective of someone who isn't born royal, or who started out kind of lower class with a more humble background. I'd recommend it to anyone who likes historical fiction and of the, I don't know, you know what I mean, if you like this type of book, Okay, the last book that I got from that shop in Ocean City is The Clockwork Prince from Cassandra Clare. I can't talk, I'm so sorry. From Cassandra Clare. And this, if you've seen my previous haul videos, I have the Princess and the Clockwork Angel. So I was so excited when I could get this, and now I can read the first three. I've read the first one, so I can read this one and Princess. So I'm excited to continue and read this series after I read the Mortal Instruments series. So yes, that is the last of the books from that shelf. And next I will go to the books that I got from the Half Price Books. They have a clearance event, and it's just a whole big warehouse filled with books, and everything is $2 and under. So I picked up 4 books from there, and the first of those books is actually an arc, and it is Across the Universe by Beth Revis. This is about a girl who is hi Tigger, who is frozen to be transported on the ship that is looking for this new planet that people can live on, and she's frozen with her parents, but she is unfrozen with someone, and I'm currently reading it, so this is as far as I've gotten, but so that everyone on the ship is trying to figure out who unfroze her, and the ship is really like this kind of like dystopian kind of environment. The leader is like a dictator, and everyone is very controlled, and yeah, so like the main character Amy wakes up in this situation not knowing who unfroze her in this kind of dystopian ship, and it's about trying to figure out who is doing this on this ship so far. And when I first started this, I did not like it so much. It's gotten a bit better now that I've been reading it, but my main thing is that the characters just seem very childish, and like I know they're teenagers, but they seem more like children than like, you know, it's not like youth inexperience type of thing. Like for example, my main pet peeve is that the main character Amy, who is 17 years old, throughout the entire book refers to her father as daddy, and I don't know, this is just my experience, but I've never heard anyone that does that. When I was 17, I didn't call my father daddy. It's a little weird, I don't know. But that's obviously like such a minor thing for the whole book. And so I'm just going to finish it and see what I think at the end. The next book I got from Half Price Books is the last historical fiction in the haul, I promise. It is called The Malice of Fortune by Michael Ennis. Yes, I'm not sure about that last name. It is about it is okay. I'm not gonna tell you the whole plot because I don't really know, but I picked it up because it is another book about the Borgias, so I'm excited to read it. It seems a little different than what I would read normally, like historical fiction. The type I read is usually by women. It's kind of more like a romantic sort of thing. I don't know, but this seems like a little bit different because it's by a male author, so I'm excited to read it and see what it's all about. Okay, the next book is actually the first book. A trilogy, I believe. I got the first two, and that is A Great and Terrible Beauty and Rebel Angels by Liva Bray. And these are about a girl who lives in Gemma, who lives in the Victorian times, and she actually has this power to harness magic and go into this place called the Realms, and a lot of stuff is going on in there, and her mother actually gets killed because of her association with the Realms and the magic and the people, like the bad people from the Realms. I don't want to give everything away, but yeah, so I read these two. They're pretty good, and I'd recommend them for anyone who likes a bit of fantasy. Okay. Just one more book to go. Last book of the haul. And this is one that I actually won in a giveaway from Tor.com. If you don't know, it's a website, and they have a bunch of science fiction and fantasy books. It's really neat if you like that type of thing. But I won this book, and it's called Last Call at the Nightshade Lounge by Paul Kruger. And it actually came with this shot glass, if you guys can see that. I don't drink because I'm not old enough yet, but it's kind of a nice, neat thing to just have around for now, you know? But anyways, about the book, it's about a girl who starts work as a bartender and discovers that with all these people that are also bartenders, that they can use mix these cocktails that have magical powers. So it's kind of a mix of magic and alcohol, I guess. But it's about this kind of league of bartenders that fight these monsters with their magical mixology. So yeah, it's a really interesting premise, which is why I picked, entered the giveaway. I thought, well, that's something, you don't usually hear. So yeah, I'm excited to read that. And it's really cool cover too. Okay, so yeah, so that was a super long book haul, but that's all of them. So what was I gonna say? Okay, so I have some more video ideas for you guys. Hopefully I can get them out to you soon. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video whenever it may come. Bye.